Hello everybody, this is Alberto Kennedy, aka Grimoire. This video today, this video segment, is going to be talking about candle magic. How to understand candle magic. You can't work something if you don't understand it. And so that's what I'm going to try to convey to my viewers today. This idea came to me by one of my Facebook friends and one of the viewers of my channel. Her name is Tina Jacobs. Thank you, Tina, for this subject matter. Took me a lot of work going through my grimoires and my books and my notes from when I was training, and also research, so I can give actual information that makes sense, that might be as more concise, and that might help people out there. So thank you again, Tina Jacobs. Candle magic. There's two types. People use candles for all sorts of things, for requiems, remembering the dead, giving them light. They use candles for healing, spiritual cleansings. They use candles for, well, all sorts of things. I could go on and on. What I'm going to try to teach here is how to read the candle. The candle, just reading a candle, because sometimes when you light a candle, okay, what you do, there's a flame, right? What's going on? Well, let me break this down. Before you embark on candle magic, have your intent clear. Know what you're doing, know why you're doing it. Okay. Remember, research candle colors, because a color has an emotional charge to it and a psychological association to it, kinetic energy, psychokinetic energy. And that's what you're fueling and powering the candle work. You're not going to use a black candle for love situations. You know what I mean? You might use a black candle for hidden love, but hidden love is like unrequited love. It's going to end badly sooner or later if it's hidden. Love is not forced. Love is not bound. And for my people who work with candles in hoodoo jars, voodoo jars, and whatnot, those are usually for bindings, binding someone to you in love. You cannot bind love. You cannot control love. Love is an element, a universal element. You cannot control it because it'll explode in your face. Knock it off. If someone's going to love you, they're going to love you. You can't force somebody to love you. Love is not forced. Love is freely given and allowed. All right. Check the colors and research the color schemes. So when you're working with love, when you're trying to invoke, when you're trying to start love, attraction, infatuation, connection, romantic inclinations, growing a friendship. These are all innocent and pure of heart. And they if it's meant to be, it will take effect. Color scheme is very important when you're working with candles. If you're trying to connect with somebody who's far away, you might want to use their favorite color for the candle. Be strategic, be smart, and be creative when it comes to colors of the candles that you're working with. And if you're working through a particular tradition, if you're working with a particular spirit, elemental, god or goddess, obviously you would work with their favorite color or their designated color or the color that it falls under their purview, Various types of candle work. There's various magics you can do with candles. There is pyromancy, divination of flame or fire. Ceromancy, divination of melting wax, where you see the wax melts into shapes, faces, things, and you basically, those symbols are letting you know something, and it's up to you to ascertain what that is. And divination is very tricky because as much as it is objective, it is subjective. Capnomancy, the divination by smoke. Smoke also takes form. When you sometimes, I smoke cigarettes. So when I smoke, sometimes there's a circle. And I'm like, oh, something's full circle, something's coming full circle. Or if the smoke is going in back of me, that's letting me know that somebody from my past is trying to get a hold of me. So it's how you interpret both objectivity and subjectivity. They both matter when you're giving a reading. Because as much as the other person's symbols matter, yours do too. State your intentions out loud. Why are you doing this candle magic? What's going on? There's two reasons why. You're either trying to divine with the candle, you read something, or you're trying to work on someone or something or a particular situation. Remember this trick? It's an alchemical principle, but I employ it in candle magic and I employ it in all my magical works. And I'm going to share it with you. All magic is bound by the law of equal exchange. You can't get something without giving something. You can't manifest something if you haven't sacrificed something to make room in your life for what you're trying to manifest. You cannot receive if you have not given. Balance your life out by giving and receiving. So that way you leave the doors open to receive and to give, and your energy flows, the energy flow is clearer, and also the karmic energy is clearer for you. And it helps with your magical works. Another trick that I use is whenever I work magic or do a ritual of any kind, in this case candle magic, I do it mentally while I'm meditating, or I'll astral project and I do it on the astral plane. That way, when I do it physically, I reinforce the manifestation or the possible manifestation of the work that I'm doing. And that's a FYI for you guys. I'm guarantee you that that'll up your game magically. At least, 5%, maybe 10. It'll give you an added umph. Reading the flame. Remember, the reading of a flame or tarot or whatever divinatory system that you employ, it's going to be, you have to be objective for the person you're reading, but keep in mind your symbols, your spirits, everything that you employ when you are actually doing a psychic reading or psychic medium reading, it's going to be subjective too. Because at that moment in time, you're becoming part of the person you're reading. At least that's how I get down. Okay, now flames. When you light the flame, expect it to wriggle, expect it to writhe a little, because it's settling. That means nothing. It's centering. And when it's centering, what I suggest you do is you calm yourself and you look into that flame. And you close one eye and you look at the flame. Count to 100. Slowly, don't rush the process. Take deep breaths and whatnot, and then you do it again too. You just look at it and you count to 100 looking at the flame. Close one eye and do that. You do it for both eyes. What that's doing is activating your both hemispheres of your brain. And it's opening you up. And you're establishing a contact with the flame. Now, once the flame will settle. If the flame leans to the right, where's the right? Right here. Okay, right. That means that the person is yielding to the magic or yielding to the energy that you've created by this work. But if it's leaning to the left, there's resistance. This will pass after a while. If the flame is barely weak, it's barely lit, it's weak, then that means that person that you're working on is depressed, sad, or ill. The person's energy or life force is low, and this is when the flame is so small you're afraid it might go out or whatnot. That's what it's telling you. And if it's in regards to a situation, it's that you have little to no control over the situation. If the flame is barely lit and flickering, because sometimes it's there and it's kind of like doesn't know what it's going to do, the person is suffering. The person is in distress. There's fear. The person's feeling these things, angst, and on a trip, there's movement. In a situation, it's talking about any type of situation you're trying to get information on. It's shaky, it's uncertain, and it's volatile. Well, not volatile, but the opposite of volatile, where it's going to just fizzle out. If the flame is barely lit and leaning towards you, this is indicative of a remorseful person or guilt, an apologetic person, someone who wants forgiveness from you. Someone from the past will try to come back. Reconciliation, that's what it's talking about. Now, in a situation, if it's not a particular person, but in a situation and the flame is really small but leaning towards you, kind of like that means someone from far away or something from your past is coming up. If the flame is barely lit and leaning away from you, this person, and you're reading for a person, this person is hurt and wants nothing to do with you, or this person is repelled by you for some reason. The person holds you responsible for their hurt feelings, their sadness, and their emotional disarray. And if it's just a situation that you want to check on, it does not bode well. It's basically, it's kind of like what comes to mind. What comes to mind is Regina George from Mean Girls. Stop trying to make it happen. It's not going to happen. That's basically what it's saying. If the flame is tall, the person or situation is healthy and vibrant. The person is happy and at peace. It denotes passion. The connection to this person or the situation is very strong. The person is feeling the effects of your magic. And it also shows that there's energy, great deal of energy, and a great connection that you've established. If the flame is tall and flickering, the person is mobile or traveling, and this is if you're reading for a person. It denotes a trip, moving. It denotes a positive outcome, and it is a affirmative and a very, very pronounced yes. And that's for when you're reading for a person and for a situation that you're inquiring on. If the flame is leaning towards you, the person is thinking of you, wants contact with you, or is going to contact you soon. And this is if you're reading for a person. And it's a good connection that you have with this person. The result you seek is fast approaching. And this is if you're inquiring on a particular situation. It also denotes swiftness. If the flame is leaning away from you, the person is avoiding you on purpose and with force, and on purpose, don't want to see you, and does not want contact with you. It denotes resistance, it denotes anger, and it denotes stubbornness. If the candle goes out, no matter how many times you light it, it's a number of reasons. You got a bum candle. The person could be protected or shielded by magic. And that's your cue to stop. If the candle goes out, no matter how many times if you light it, leave the situation alone. It's done. It's not going to happen. And if you try to force the issue, it's not going to be good for you. So just walk away. Let it go. Okay. If the candle pops or crackles, it's breaking whatever obstacle that's causing issues between you and the person you're inquiring about or working on, or the situation that you're inquiring on. It's breaking through resistance, breaking negativity, or breaking black magic. Remember, the flame is light. If the candle releases smoke, it is burning and releasing negative entities and negative energies, or energies from the person being worked on, or the situation you're working on. And so the smoke tells a lot as well. These interpretations can be used for situations and people. And please, please, please be creative when you're working with candle magic. There's combinations. So look for the combinations. There can be a smoke coming from a small flame. That's already telling you something with the definitions that I gave you. There could be a tall flame, but it's leaning back and popping and crackling. That's major resistance and psychic or energetic warfare, because the person's not just resisting, it's fighting back. That's why it's popping. So use your own judgment. This is just basic interpretations, basic definitions, if you will, of the flame. Use your abilities, your empathic abilities, your psychic abilities, your gut feeling, your intuition, your sensitivity. And this is just a foundation. Grow from this, into your own definitions and whatnot, and your own gut reactions into what the flame is telling you. Let's see, did I touch everything? Yes. Read the wax too. The wax is important. When the candle is finished burning, and I'm talking about this, the candlestick, not a veladora, the Roman Catholic candles. I call them veladoras because that's what they are in Spanish. But I'm talking about reading stick candles, candlesticks. See the wax and how it falls, because it makes shapes. Read the smoke. And also read the energy, overall energy, that which cannot be seen. That's also very important, and gives you a hint as to what's going on with the person you're working on or the situation you're inquiring on. Positive symbols, obviously if the wax melts in the form of a dagger, it's not positive. You're going to have to feel what is that dagger representing. For some, it could mean betrayal. For others, it can mean danger. On a spiritual level, it can mean a sword of Damocles, which often denotes karmic issues. But it can take other forms, like a heart. Well, then that's sweet, because then there shows that's love, that's emotion. Doesn't always have to be negative, not always doom and gloom. There's positivity. There's positive and negative. So don't think that the world is bleak. Can't rain every day. Sun come out. Be like Annie. Sun will come out tomorrow. Okay. These definitions again are basic, but very, very telling. Especially when you're when you're doing a reading with the candle, or you're trying to peer into somebody with the candle. And let me share this tip with you. When you're working with candles, and you're reading a situation or reading a person, this is an epic way to develop your psychic abilities. This is an epic way to develop your psychokinetic abilities and an epic way to develop your empathic abilities. So that's why candle magics are awesome for me. And I work with candles a lot. Let me show you. But I use the tea light candles. Because I suffered a fire about 5 years ago. Not from my magics or from what I did, but next door neighbor. Anyways, they burned down their building, apartment building, and my apartment building got burned down, and so that's how come I had to move. But here I am. So I would just say, be wary about candles and monitor them. And it's a very powerful magic if you know how to work it right. And it's great because it's not only a powerful magic, but it helps you develop your abilities even further. I hope this helps. I tried to put down as much information as I could. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to respond to you, and I'm pretty good about responding. I just want to bring light to dark places, and I hope I did with this video. Like my page, and more videos coming soon. And thank you to everybody that has been appreciative of what I'm trying to do, because I'm just trying to bring, like I said, light to dark places and help people. And if I can teach at least one person something, I'm doing my job, And so thank you very much. Much love and light. All right, I'm out.